Hey everyone, my name is DJ Lantz with FairwayJockey.com, and like many, I am super excited about the release of Titleist's new products this year. One of the biggest highlights this year has been the Titleist T-Series irons, the T100 and the T100s. Now, they are very similar in a lot of ways, but also very different. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you about what the difference is in these irons and hit a few to show you the characteristics that make them unique. The Titleist T100 and T100s are for that player looking for that tour-inspired look, that minimal offset, that thin top line. We're going to start by hitting the T100. The T100's going to be a little weaker lofted than the T100s. The T100s stands for strong lofted. So first up, we've got the T100. This is at 30 degrees of loft in a 6-iron. This should be pretty traditional as far as lofts in comparison to some of the stronger lofted clubs that are on the market today. I'm just taking it in a little bit right now, but this thing, it is just a great top line look, confidence inspiring if you're someone who likes that smaller profile club, and it just feels amazing. So I just wrapped up hitting the T100 and I'm really excited to look at the data. I can't even imagine what the T100s is going to do as far as distance. So in my hand here, I have the T100s, and right here I have the T100. Now, for someone just looking at them at a basic level, they look very similar, but the biggest misconception with these two irons is just the T100 with a stronger loft. Now, that wouldn't traditionally work. What Titleist has done is they've added a little more camber to this leading edge to accommodate that stronger loft. They've also moved some weight to the heel and the toe of the T100s to increase that MOI and help maintain that launch angle to keep the similar characteristics to the T100 with getting a little more distance. So let's see if it stands up to the test. And this is kind of doing what I would expect. So like I mentioned before, there's some more weight pushed to the toe of this club. You can essentially look at this iron, the T100s, as a fade biased iron because you have pushed so much weight towards that toe. Effectively through impact, that toe should droop just a touch more, maybe interact with the turf a touch more, and we're seeing a little more right to left ball flight on swings that I feel are very similar to what I was doing with the T100s. So that's one thing to keep in mind. If you're somebody who maybe flips a little bit through impact as a right-handed player and gets that right to left, this head might be one to consider. So we just finished up hitting the T100 and the T100s, and the data is exactly what we expected. First thing we noticed between the T100 and the T100s was I increased ball speed about 2 miles an hour when I moved to the T100s. That's due in part to the stronger loft in the T100s. Another thing we expected, the backspin actually dropped going to the T100s. Again, stronger lofted, took that spin out. So if you're somebody who has maybe a steep descent angle or creates a ton of spin, that T100s is going to be a great option. The most impressive thing and the thing that everyone loves in golf is distance. And we did see a distance gain with the T100s. If you look at the data here, we gained about 6 yards total carry and 7 yards total distance if you were to compare the two iron heads. That's a pretty significant number in today's day and age when technology has seemed to become so tight between OEMs. Titleist has done an awesome job differentiating the two irons. Two great iron heads to look at. Head on over to fairwayjockey.com to learn about all the new clubs coming out and the best place to buy them.